Welcome back, friends. Welcome back to the homestead, back into the kitchen. Today we're making another recipe and we're going to be making Solyanka soup. It's one of the first things I think that Gita cooked me when I first started visiting Latvia. Solyanka, the Russian word, means settler, someone who's settled, so that's very apt. And sometimes it's called a peasant soup as well, but you know, the essential credentials for being Solyanka is that it's a sweet and sour soup, and what makes it unique is kind of the meat content, I think, in the soup, and the type of meats that you would use. So let's dive straight into a very quick overview of the ingredients. I'm going to go over the ingredients as I make the soup and reveal the recipe through the video, but yeah, meat's really important, and you need really at least sort of 3 varieties to make it a true Solyanka for the meat aspect. And you really could do with a smoky meat of some sort. Now I know perhaps in the UK that's a bit more difficult and certainly more expensive, but it's no problem here in Latvia. And really it's about using what you've got. You don't really have to go out and buy special meats, as you'll see here. Yeah, so we've got these sausages left over, and we've cooked some and blah, blah. So, you know, naturally I'm going to use that because that's what we got. But you can use leftovers, you can use chicken, you can use other meats. Leftovers work really well, really, from, you know, like a pork joint or something like that. I know this is very pork-centric, but then that's Latvia in a nutshell, really. But yeah, any meats work, really. For the smoked aspect, I've got this smoked sausage. This is called a MEATS home sausage, but if you can't get anything smoked, then maybe add some smoked paprika to the recipe as well. So we've got bacon, you know, fried sausages that I've cooked, you know, left from yesterday's tea, and some Latvian bologna and a couple of other sausages. To make the sour aspect of it, you need pickled gherkins. That's the key ingredient for that side. Got some different vegetables going on, onions and carrots and celery for a nice vegetable base. A couple of dollops of tomato paste, or in this case passata, and that's kind of it, really. Optional ingredients are capers and olives. Our family recipe doesn't use those, so we're not going to. Again, also potatoes are optional, or maybe some barley, grubus as it's called here, for the kind of carbs element, but again, not essential. So let's get straight on and start making our soup, and I'll take you through the ingredients in greater detail. Okay, so we're going to start off by making a vegetable base with our standard kind of carrots and celery and onions. So we're going to grate the carrots, chop the celery into fine bits, and we'll do the same with our onion. We'll chop up our onion and add all that together. Pretty standard base mix for a lot of soups, actually. So we're going to fry all that off in a frying pan. Now we've been cooking sausages in this pan already, so we've got some nice fat in there. If you haven't got any fat, then you might want to fry the vegetables off at the end after we do all the meat, but that's, you know, entirely up to you. You could just use some sunflower oil here and fry stuff in here. So just fry all the veg off. I've added some butter as well for good measure. Keep stirring it until it's softened and golden. And then we're going to add a bit of water just to get everything mixed up and get all those lovely flavours and colours out and into the base for our soup. And then when we've done all this, we'll just add it to our soup pan, where we're going to slowly layer the soup up. So moving on to the meat, first of all we're going to chop some smoked sausage. This is called MEATS, like I just said earlier in the video. Second of all, we've got some big sardalas sausages already cooked. Chop them up as well. Thirdly, we've got our Dr. Dessa, and then our small hunter sausage, probably a bit like Savoy, I think, in England. And I've got Danish salami, thinly sliced, Next we got some hunter sausage. I think this was wild boar. And then some sausages that we fried off the other night. And then some homemade bacon, which I cured myself, so we'll chop that up. And then we're going to mix all those meats together. Fry off the bacon first, as that's cured but not cooked, whereas all the other meats were already cooked. And then we'll get some of that bacon fat into the pan as well, to add to the flavour. Then we grab the rest of our meats and we'll add it to the bacon. And we're just gonna brown that off, and get some of those fats out of the various meats that can then go into the soup and add to the flavour. Obviously doing this also turns some of those fats into sugars, which adds again to the flavour experience of the soup. So they're all fried off, and all that fat and juices all goes into the soup pan. So next of all, we're just going to chop up our other fillers. Totally optional. If you don't have potatoes, you don't have to, but we like to. Again, for good measure, we'll fry those off, really just to use up some of the fat that's in the pan, make sure that it's all goes into the soup. Finally, last of all, we'll just wash off the pan to get those final juices and fats out, and then we'll put that into the soup. Now it's time to heat the soup through. Everything's cooked already, so it's not, it doesn't need to be done for hours. So we will now add our spices, and we've got smoked paprika, we've got allspice and some pepper and a bay leaf. And we're going to put that in and mix it around. And last of all, we're going to add our pickled gherkins. This gives a sour taste because they're marinated in vinegar. Chop them up as you like. I did a couple of different sizes. I cubed them or just sliced them. So they will add to the soup. By this time I've added some more water into the soup as well. And most importantly is the pickling juice from the pickled cucumbers. And then we're just going to heat that through. Taste for salt. Obviously the meat can be quite salty, so this is the best time to add the salt now when you've had a good taste. And of course I forgot to add some cabbage. Again, totally optional, but just adds to the texture of the soup. And all those meats, it's good to have some veg in there as well, I think. So basically all I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the lid on and I'm going to heat it through until that cabbage is cooked, and then the soup is ready. Looks good to me. So we'll just ladle that out into a soup bowl and then we can present it. This kind of soup is an excellent example of something that's better the second day. So cook it the day before and leave it till the next day. And there we are, there's our soup done. And we're just going to add some dill for that little extra Latvian touch. And there's our soup ready to eat. Bon appetit!